This is not a test. What you are witnessing is live radio 106.5 FM. And this is the Indieevo Radio Show with your host, Mitch, Bonz, Kel G, Reek, and I am DJ KDL. Let's get into it.
Radio. Today
Yes.
we have a special guest, and our guest is, what's your name, young lady?
Come on. You know what I mean. Let me introduce all the guests real quick. Today we got a couple special guests. We got a music artist, Money Layton Keys, author and clothing line CEO, Chase the Shark, and Sherry Hall, owner of Blacqskirt.
You want everybody to have your last name?
Yes.
You're going to get a lot of stalkers. We got stalkers in India, everywhere.
A few announcements. We gonna last show we told y'all we gonna start the playlist off exactly where we left off at, and we gonna stick to that. And I want to remind the listeners that we play the most female artists ever. Don't no other station play more female artists than we do, and we gonna stick to that too. And then last thing I gotta tell y'all is every Saturday we gonna play the whole playlist. So if you don't hear your track, cause we have guests up here, don't worry about it. We gonna definitely get you in every last Saturday of every month. We playing a whole track list. All right.
Alright.
Other than that, we gonna get right into the Indieevo Radio Show live on WPPM LP Philadelphia. 106.5 FM.
So glad.
In online at phillycan.org/radio/listen.
Okay, Sherry, thank you for joining us today.
Of course.
You came even if it was snowing and everything.
Yes, that's right.
Stars going out there?
Yeah, it did.
Just a little
Yeah.
bit. Not too bad.
Okay.
Like
It's all good.
And tell us about Blacqskirt. Blacqskirt is the name of your company.
Yeah.
It's spelled a certain type of way, so spell it first just in case people want to look it up.
All right. It's Blacqskirt, BLACQSKIRT. And our website is blackskirt.com. Same spelling. Social media, everything. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at Blacqskirt. BLACQSKIRT. The
See
Q
that?
is special.
Yeah, that's very professional. Because everybody, they go into the social medias and they give you like all these different sayings and stuff. So you already started on the right foot. So it's Blacqskirt everything.
Yep.
Google it.
There you go.
She pop up. Matter of fact, get y'all devices right now. So while we talking to her, y'all could be scrolling through y'all phones and y'all iPads and computers and stuff.
Now, what's Blacqskirt? You only sell black skirts?
Wouldn't that be nice? No, actually, a black skirt is the first thing that I ever made myself. So pretty much my mother's been sewing for like 50 years. She always made all my clothes as a kid. You remember that? Back in the day, you didn't necessarily want to wear everything that your mom made you, but you did anyway because you didn't have a choice. But then pretty much when it got to like prime time and everything, I was like, all right, listen, I want to have a little bit input on what it is that I'm going to be wearing for my prime. So that was pretty much the first time that I ever had a chance to design. So we kind of collaborated and put some things together way back when. And fast forward, 2005, Mommy and I decided that we were going to start doing some things. And I asked her, could she make a couple skirts? She was like, no, you're going to do it. So the first skirt for me was ever a Blacqskirt. So that's kind of how that name came about. So we're a women apparel company. We also do accessories and things like that. Our boutique at 7161 Germantown Avenue, we have a lot of different pieces. We have other vendors, other small businesses that we support there. So we're pretty much like a little mini department store is what I like to call us. We're not just the boutique. We're small and mighty.
So you're going to tell that lie and say the Blacqskirt was the first thing you made. It wasn't a pillowcase?
No.
Because I know that's the first thing that everybody made. The Blacqskirt is the first thing you made. So you officially, y'all been in business since 2005?
Officially since 2007.
Since 2007.
Yeah.
What made you want to just jump into the business?
Been in retail forever. So pretty much my first job, one of my first major jobs in high school was at a retail apparel company where the woman said, hey, I need you to come here and I need you to fold this denim wall, the entire wall. Looking at her like she's crazy. There's no way I can do this. But I took down the whole wall, refolded like 100 pair of jeans and stood back and looked at it and was like really, really proud of just the job that I did. So I was like, okay, let me see what else is in this. Love working with people, love fashion, kind of just fell in love with the industry itself. So fast forward, here I am, still in love with it, still love fabric and colors and texture, and I can't live without it.
So you're saying you design the clothes, correct?
So I do a little bit of both. So I'm a buyer for the company. I'm also a designer, and I do also sew as well.
That's decent. That's decent. So you say you're a buyer, so like you'll put other products from other designers in your store?
Yes, absolutely. So that kind of works twofold. So I can go to New York, I can go online, I can kind of talk to some other designers, and I'll say, hey, this is kind of the collection that I'm looking for. This is what I want to put together. And I pretty much curate a collection and just take different things, whether it's color, pattern, textures, whether it's skirts, tops, blouses, whether, we wanted to have a 60s look, whether we wanted to be something that's just really whimsical, whatever it is, I'll go and I'll buy all those pieces, put them all together so that it'll be a nice cohesive collection. Then as far as other designers are concerned, within the store itself, we have people who bring product into us. And I pretty much keep it streamlined so that they can get seen in a particular way. So I have one particular designer who pretty much does all skirts, and then she also does bow ties that match the skirts. They're African print. Gorgeous, gorgeous pieces. But all of her skirts that she does, we also use other people's items to offset the skirts so that everything, comes together.
Now, with something like that, do you find that even though like you have your own line, like having other designers, does that take away from your designs?
Not at all.
Okay.
It actually enhances it, because the bottom line is that we all have to be able to do this together. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
Right.
And when you look at the industry as a whole, no matter what, whether it's, Diane von Furstenberg or Michael Kors, everybody makes a dress. Everybody makes a shirt.
Right.
There's only a few ways that you can cut fabric, and sure, people come up with different ways to do it that it's a little more different than another particular brand, but that's where the branding comes in. So then you're known for a particular thing in the way that you do it. So as far as competition, there's a thing called pure competition and real competition, and we need it. Because it also is something that keeps us going. It's the drive that pushes us to do better, to do more, and to uplift each other, ultimately.
Do you have a certain targeted market certain demographic of people that you go after?
So the whole deal behind the Blacqskirt originally was the idea that I couldn't necessarily find something that fit me when I went out into the market to look for something. So if I wanted a pencil skirt, it didn't necessarily fit my waist, my hip to waist ratio. So
You're going to have people looking at your page.
So there's that piece. And then ultimately, there's a yes and no to that. But I try not to be closed-minded. I feel like I love boho chic, but I love, an edgy, funky suit as well, so... Not really, I'm going to say. There's not a specific demographic. No, honestly.
But you don't carry men's clothes.
I don't carry men's clothing, but we do have men's haberdashery pieces. So we have bow ties, regular ties. We have pocket squares, cufflinks, fedoras, and, some other pieces like that.
Do you have a website?
We do. It's Blacqskirt.com. BLACQSKIRT.com.
Yes, you told us. Commented on it too.
Okay.
So, who influenced you when you buy some of your products or whatever, like items that you have in your store? Is it like a certain season that you try to keep up with, or is it a certain style that you're really trying to look for, like when you're looking for different things?
So I tend to lean more towards a classic style.
Okay.
My mother is a very old school classic lady. When I used to watch her get dressed for work every morning, always very dainty. She's 5 feet tall, 125 pounds, and pretty much has always been that. So beautiful, beautiful skirt, cinched waist, and a funky blazer. That was always how she dressed. So I lean more towards that, skirts and blazers. And then we just do a little bit in between. Obviously, we kind of still have trendy pieces like leggings. Leggings are really hot. So, because you can funk out a pair of leggings with any kind of long tunic or dress, layering is also in. So in terms of what it is that I lean more towards, it would be more classic with a little bit of trendy on the side.
Okay. What are some of your favorite designers?
Diane von Furstenberg, I would have to say, is probably my most favorite designer. I love her aesthetic. I love the colors, textures, again, prints. Most of her dresses are very flowing and fluid and ladylike.
Okay.
But sexy. and still sexy.
Now, do you have any advice for people that want to get started in the business or industry?
Absolutely. Just go. Do it. Don't hesitate. Just do it. You kind of got to go with your gut.
I heard that on Steve Harvey.
Listen,
jumped.
that just jumped. Listen,
He
let me
did
tell
have
you
that. Yeah, I
something.
did see that too.
Sometimes you gotta move before you're ready, though.
Yeah, listen, but the thing of it is that,
You'd never be ready.
there you go.
Exactly. That's why you gotta keep it moving.
You do.
Okay, let's go into some music. We're going to come back with the lovely Sherry H, because I'm not going to say your last name if we looking you up.
This is not a test. What you are witnessing is live radio 106.5 FM. And this is the Indieevo Radio Show with your host, Mitch Bonz, Kel G, Reek, and I am DJ KDL. Let's get into it.
We have our special guest, Sherry H. I promise not to give up her last name again. From Blacqskirt. What is it? Blacqskirt?
Blacqskirt, the design house.
Blacqskirt, the design house. That's pretty unique. Now, as far as designs, which is an awesome segue to my next question, where do you get the inspiration? Do you still design clothes? Or
Yeah.
you stop? No.
No, I'm still designing.
Well, where do you get the inspiration for your designs?
So we kind of just look around at different things that are going on. So sometimes we do look at the current trends. My mother is still a big influence on the things that we're making because she actually is still sewing with me, does most of the sewing actually. So we look to her. I'm also inspired just by whatever's happening with the coming seasons. We check out, like every other designer does, the fashion weeks, to look at those and see what's happening there. So there's a lot.
Now, I got a great idea to take your company, our company, to the next level. You need a male point of view, and I'm a pretty stylish guy. So you can let me know anytime that you need my expertise when it comes to designing something.
All right.
Now, where
You're a
do you...
designer?
Huh?
You're a designer as well?
I got it all in my head. I can just instruct on how I want it done.
Yeah, it's called freestyle.
That's why we collaborating. Now, where do you see Blacqskirt as a brand in about 10 years?
Oh, that's a good one. So I see Blacqskirt in multiple locations, malls, strip malls. Online is busy and popping. And that we are a well-known and world-renowned brand. That people can look at us and they know the name and they know exactly what they're getting from the Blacqskirt brand.
Right. Now, what's your favorite 3 things in your store right now?
My favorite 3 things would be the... I'm sorry, because I did think about
Let me
this.
guess, the Blacqskirt.
I like the Blacqskirt. I definitely like the Blacqskirt. I definitely
That's
like
the
that.
signature.
It's silly.
Right in the window.
No, but we do actually have some pencil skirts in right now that are really, really, really hot. So they're super sexy. It's like a mid-length skirt. It's a pencil skirt. It has an easy, simple, cinchy kind of waistband. So it wears really, really well for any woman. But it just feels good. So I love that. I love that aspect of the skirt. And then we do also have like amazing jewelry that's in the store. So there's a few different jewelry brands that are there as well. Super glitzy, dangly earrings, those kinds of things. I really love those. And then we do have also the African print skirts and the matching bow ties. That's really hot, funky.
Now, when do you start getting ready for spring and start putting your spring stuff?
Now, spring will be out within the next couple weeks.
So that means all the winter stuff about to be half off.
It's already on sale.
Cool. I got to stop. Now, what do you get a lot of foot traffic at your location?
Absolutely.
That's one of the prime points of being at the location. How you market your business?
So we use our social media, which is again Blacqskirt, BLACQSKIRT, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Then we also we go out on foot. Sometimes we'll pass out flyers, talk to different people, see what they're doing. We do cross marketing with different restaurants that are in our area, also with other boutiques and things like that. We'll do trunk shows. We actually just did a fashion show in Marketplace the day after Thanksgiving this past year. So we're looking to do one for Mother's Day. So, that's one of the ways that we kind of get our name out there.
Okay. Now, say for instance, I know someone that's quite close to me that has some scarves, some high-end scarves that he wanted to put into your store. How can he make that happen?
All he has to do is give us a call.
Okay. Now, do you offer, now you design clothes, you have clothes at your store. Do you offer services for stylists, styling other individuals?
So that's the best part. That's the best part about it, is that if somebody comes into their store, we have them look at themselves in a completely different way. Because most of the time, people feel like they already know what it is that they want. They have an idea of who they are in terms of their wardrobe. But there's nothing like coming into a store where you can kind of get just a fresh perspective, and just have somebody just work with you, ask specific questions, and just kind of play around with some stuff.
Did you say Pacific or specific?
Specific? No, what did I say?
Just be prepared to have your correct, because this boy.
I'm real big on grammar. So thank you if I made an error. No, but I love that. I love styling.
What was the I guess the biggest obstacle that you encountered when you first started?
The biggest obstacle was, I don't know, maybe standing in my own way with different things.
Yeah.
And maybe being a little fearful and not, feeling like I was ready to take the risk. But just, praying on it and just saying, all right, look, what is it that I'm doing? I don't know what I'm doing. So just guide my feet, guide my heart, guide my mind,
Right.
and just move forward.
One more time for the listeners. Give the listeners all your information one more time, please.
Blacqskirt, 7161 Germantown Avenue, Philadelphia, in the Mount Airy section. Blacqskirt online, BLACQSKIRT.com. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Blacqskirt.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for
Yeah,
coming.
thank you.
Giving us some
Thank you.
real
For
good
providing
information.
us a perspective in case one of my colleagues, one of the stylists, not you.
Thank you.
All right, let's get
We'll
into
be right back.
This is not a test. What you are witnessing is live radio 106.5 FM. And this is the Indieevo Radio Show with your host, Mitch Bonz, Kel G, Reek, and I am